You're live. Can you hear us?
Yes, excellent. Okay, here we are. We have been hacking away for the last 2 days now, and people have been working well together. They didn't know each other before, and we've seen them create some great stuff, and we're going to let them share it with everybody. So what we're going to do is we've got our 14 teams here. We've got a representative from each of them, and we're going to give them 2 minutes each to tell you about their idea, to show you what they've done, after which we will meet back in the general channel where you're able to vote for two things, which we'll make clearer in there. The first one, as Lana posted earlier, is about kind of the bigger picture, right? There have been 2 streams this hackathon. One is, we call it the programming stream, but these are bigger projects where we've had to have programmers, designers, engineers come together and develop something. So that will be one of the votes, and then the other vote will be for the smaller projects in a way, where there's been more of a design focus. So there'll be the 2 prizes that you'll vote for. So if you've got a pen and paper, or you can open up Microsoft Word, you can take some notes down about who your favorites are, and then afterwards we'll get you to vote on those. So without further ado, we're going to welcome, what's this team name? Team Zlatna Mladej with Mira, representing Udruga Klub Mladih. Hold up, Mira, I'll just send you through. Over to you, Mira. And she's muted herself. She's muted herself. Mira, you need to unmute.
Yes, I did.
Excellent. Okay, your 2 minutes starts now.
I was really happy when Lana said that this presentation should be 2 minutes max long, so I think mine is going to be a little less than 2 minutes. Our hackathon task was to build a new website. It's a pretty much simple task, but it was very important for us because we are trying to rebrand our organization a little bit. Our developer is Tomo, and I have to say he did a really great job. I won't explain the whole process, but I will show you our old and our new website so you can see the difference a little bit. So as you can see right here, this is our old website. I don't want to comment it. I think you see why. And I'm going to show you our new website, and this is it. And I'm really, really happy about it. I think it's really beautiful. It's really pretty. It's colorful. You can see still that it's a work in progress, but we are editing, we are putting content in it and some photos. So yes, this is pretty much it. It's short and sweet, but yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mira. Excellent. No, good work there from the Klub Mladih team. Good work, Tomo, as well. I know you had to not just take some of the old text, but also write some new stuff, do some copywriting, design work. So hopefully we'll get to see that live as well in the coming days, I'm guessing. So that's the first team up. Next up, we have Team Homeless Dudes. Great team name there, Lana. This is Udruga Most.
Ivo, share screen.
And we have Ivo, who needs to jump on, share his screen. And here comes Ivo, your 2 minutes, Ivo. Make sure your microphone's not muted.
Can you see my desktop or?
Yes, all good, we can see it.
Yeah.
You're up, go
Hello
for it.
to all. I would like to thank Michael and Lana about this great experience. I know it's a little bit complicated during coronavirus to gather us all together in one place, especially 20 NGOs and everything. Our task was to make some interactive map of social and health map of city split, where you can gather all relevant information about a certain service like financial assistance, food assistance, and everything like that. We started from the beginning. We didn't have anything. So Stipo, I would like to thank him all. He did it all by himself from back end and forth end, from whole beginning. As you can see, this is all some kind of some map with all locations around Split. So this is not completely finished. We have lots of work to do, but for now it's really great job, and I would like to thank again Stipo one more time.
Excellent, thank you. Perfect, Ivo, thank you very much. Yeah, so there we have it. So an interactive map where people can find all the health and social institutions around Split. Public information is sometimes lacking. It's in this area, I guess in Croatia as well. We've seen how things have digitized a lot over the last month because of the situation. And Stipo has been a key player in developing this for Most and also his own through Liberato. So it's really positive stuff there and a great idea from Udruga Most. Next up, we're going to move on to Team Deadpool. And that's Alan, who had to work on something a bit different for Nasha Dica. Alan, if you can share your screen, and then we'll put you on.
Okay.
Here we go. Excellent. Okay, we'll just put you live. And you're live. Go take it away.
Okay. Great. So from the beginning, the problem we have been working on is a poolside construction, basically a lift for disabled people, so they can go into the pool more easily. From the start, we tried to look up some solutions that already exist and find that they're really quite expensive. As you can see, this one costs around $7,000 US. The basic one is basically 4 bars welded together with a cylinder. We found an information that this costs around $4,000. This basic pool hoist, which consists of 3 chains, is around $3,000, and we think that is like really overpriced. So this is our. Can you see the software? Sorry.
Yep.
Okay.
You can see the Guardian pool hoist.
The pool hoist. Oh, okay. Let me stop sharing that and start sharing the other screen. Okay, so this is our solution. It's quite cheap. Actually, the materials for this costs around 300 euros plus 450 euros for the cylinder, because it's the cylinder we found, it's for like lifting 1 ton, and the other ones are for we showed you, it's for lifting 200 kilograms and 150 kilograms. Plus there are like 50 euros of electronics that involves an Arduino, all the wires and connections, plus some handiwork, which is a lot cheaper, approximately less than 1,000 euros in total when you calculate everything. So yeah, basically what does it do? When you strap a harness onto this crane-like figure, you can strap it around the person, rotate, and lower him into the pool. So it's a basic construction, but it does the job. So for the future, we were thinking about consulting with the Udruga and figuring out what are the next steps, how we can like figure out the funding and everything, and maybe start a new project for students. And that's basically it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Alan. That's great, especially working in the future with them as well. All of this stuff we do at Hack4Split, we're always looking for sustainability in the way we approach it, so that afterwards the Udruga, the non-profits, can take it away and carry on using it developing it, maybe finding extra funding through projects and stuff, and delivering something good for Split and the surrounding areas. Next up, we have Team Daredevil, which will have Philip joining us, who represents two teams, Udruga Sliepih and Udruga Toms. Philip, are you ready? Let's get your screen shared as well.
Okay. So yes, we work on two web applications.
We'll just put you live 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay. Take it away.
Okay, so we work on two web applications for saving the data into the members. And the first application that we did is for Udruga Toms, that is members database of the members. And as you can see, this is the list of the members. You can edit, see the details or delete, and also there is the new member. For example, it has many fields. I will do just and so after you save the team member, there is also the filter. You can filter by diagnosa. For example, I can enter this. And also we needed to do the printing of the result. So there is a button for print, and we can print the members. So that's the first application. The second application is a little bit similar. Also, it's also for the members, but this is for Udruga Sliepih, and they need to track when someone will get the new eye prosthesis, right? So just a second. And here we also have the list of the members. In their cases, they don't need too much data, so it's a little bit simpler. And also, they every 3 years, all their members can get the new eye prosthesis. So because of that, we put a filter, for example, 10 month of the 203. No, just a second. Yes. Yeah, so here, because the last prosthesis was in 219, so after the 3 years, these two members can get the new eye prosthesis. And we also get when the member, for example, he gets the new prosthesis, he will enter. We can also set the description, and that's it. Also, here is the edit of the basic data, and in this screen we can see the list of the prosthesis. We can delete, add a new one from this screen also. And so that's basically it.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Philip. Yeah, good work there. Working with 2 teams working on 2 databases, and both very much needed databases as well. I know it's something that Udruga often look for because they've got lots of members, they've got lots of service users. So a really good piece of work there, a really vital piece of work. Thanks, Philip, and your 2 teams for working on those. Before we move on to the next team, I'd just like to give a quick shout out to all the volunteers through Deadpool or SPI who have helped in promoting, marketing, harassing, whatever you want to call it, Hack4Split. We did a lot of work before we were going to run the physical event, and then we had to do a bit of work to then move everything virtually as well. So all of you volunteers out there, you know who you are. I'm not going to name names because mainly there are too many of you, but good work for those. We're going to move on to wow. That's Sweet Child of Mine. Team Sweet Child of Mine, Slaven, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Excellent. Let's make you live. And you are live in 3, 2, 1, go.
You see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm presenting you interactive floor games. We did this for Udruga Srce and Udruga Moje Dijete. So they have goals to make some improvement in their everyday work. So they wanted to enable kids to learn on fun way, to extend their sights, to develop their physical and mental health with visual and auditory stimuli, and also to learn some new rules, for example, for waiting for their turn or working in team. So how will they do? We decided to make a game. It's interactive floor game. So we made a web page that's presenting on floor or on the wall. So presenter presents that on the floor and wall, and there's camera also, which track what's happening there. So on the right you can see this picture where presenter showed this football field, and camera tracks what movements are happening there. So if camera see that movement is going to the ball, for example, it will make that ball goes to other way. So what we did is, just a sec. Do you see this web page?
No, not yet. We just see your presentation still.
Okay.
Yeah, we see it now.
So we created this web page. Design was made by Petra, and most of programming did Shimun. So this is the map of the world. So this can be presented, for example, on the floor. Children can throw some ball. So if ball goes to the Euro, for example, some moderator for now, because we didn't have camera, so we made moderator should help in playing this game. Moderator will click on Europe, so Europe will open. There will be some picture, and moderator can go moderator can go on some other page. Just check. Okay, so there are some more pictures or some more details, information. So the moderator can help them or tell them some of the interesting information, etc. So they can add some other countries also, and also some other way for learning and playing is, for example, if you go to Australia, there is memory game, so they can learn about these monuments or animals or that country or something like that. So next time with this web page, they can extend features, they can add more information, they can give more features to some other countries, some other continents, and on this way, kids will be able to learn more, to learn more specific things on some interesting way with these animations and others. So this is our project.
Excellent.
And its development help was volunteers from these Udrugas, also, as I said, Petra and
Sorry, repeat that again.
So in development, they gave people, volunteers from these two Udrugas and also Shimun and Petra.
Excellent. I cut you off early. Excellent. Thanks, Slaven. Brilliant stuff, Slaven. Thank you very much. Yeah, good stuff. Lots of good music there. We were enjoying it in the presenters room anyway. Interesting to see. I hope we get to see it in one of the either Mall of Split or something like that one day, or Emazeta. Shout out to Castella, because it would be great to see it live and in action. Next up, we have Team MasterChef. Believe it or not, led by an Englishman. We are actually good at cooking, believe it or not. So Team MasterChef, we have Liam joining us. Liam, make sure your microphones are muted. If you've got to share a screen, please do that now, and we'll just add you into the live. Here we go, bear with us. I'll tell you when you're on. There we go, Liam, take it away.
Okay, so our task was given to us by the chefs for Mediterranean and European cuisine, and the goal was to add a list of recipes, and these are healthy recipes for children, onto a pre-existing web page and make a search function where you can type in a keyword. For example, this is the English page, so if I type in chicken and click enter, and it comes up with all of the recipes which contain chicken, the ingredients and the preparation. And this also works in Croatian, which is nice and helpful. 1 second. Here we go. So same thing. Say I really fancy something with potatoes, and it has all the recipes containing potatoes. Yeah, so we made this. The website's built in WordPress, which is something that myself and the two other members of my team, Carlo and Thomas, had never used, which was great, and it was a nice learning experience. And Carlo and Thomas did an amazing job, and I mainly did translations, and that's it. Okay.
Brilliant, thanks. I'll just take it off. Thank you very much, Liam. Brilliant. So that's going to be live on the Udruga Shkmer page, so you can check it out. And if you need some inspiration these days for something healthy, no more eating chocolate and crisps as we may have been doing for the past 6 weeks, you can check that out and find some good local Mediterranean food on there for you. Next up, we're going to Team Mentalist with Josip. Josip, are you ready? I need your camera on, I need your microphone on, and preferably a shared screen.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you.
1 moment.
Okay, Josip's just getting prepared, putting on some clothes.
Can you see me now? The camera is a little bit bad. It's a very old laptop I'm working on.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
going to share the desktop right now. Can you see the desktop?
Yeah, we'll just make you live now. 1 minute, I'll just put you on. Okay, you're up, go for it.
Okay, great. So we partnered with the Udruga Dixie that helps children which have learning disabilities such as dyslexia or dysgraphia. And what they needed help on was creating a system that can help children actually take some information, like a lecture from a history book, and parse it into information that is easy to understand and more picture-oriented than all the content they have in books. So the solution they have at Dixie for that is creating mind maps, and we have here an example of one mind map that the children and teachers created. So we can see that mostly every single part from a single lecture of biology about birds is actually formatted in multiple branches, and every single one of those branches contains some text on it. But we thought that since we don't have much time and we actually couldn't implement a full-fledged diagram designer, we wanted to make an application that would allow children to format the data in a more interesting way, and something that would be more easier to implement to us than just like a Paint app. And also there are many existing diagram drawing apps on the market right now, so why should we create something that already exists when we can use our programming knowledge to make something more interesting and more innovative than we already have? So the app we made, first when you see the app, you have to log in into the app. The login is done very simply, where the administrator, that would be Gospođa Snježana in Dixie, would actually send the link to a parent, and the parent would just automatically generate an account. When you log in into account, you're greeted with the user page, and on the user page you can see all the lectures you have made and that you have designed, put into this app, and you can change some of your personal data, such as your password. Later on, the students, they have all of their maps organized in a structure that is mainly consisted of the subjects they have in school. So right now we just made the main subject. We just made support for the main subjects such as physics, history, math, and geography. We plan on adding more in the future. But for example, if we go to physics here, we would open up a page where we can make our own mind maps using these little cards. So each of one of these little cards represents a section of like a physics book. For an example, here we would have like relativity, the solar system, the technology of an atom, and like if we click on one of these pages, we would be greeted by a short description of a part of that lecture and a simple slideshow where the children can upload images. And we would also have subcards, which would be the same as the branches going out from the central node in this map. So then when a user clicks on another subcard, the preview is pretty much the same. You have the title of the subcard, you have some short description, and then you again have a lot of images that can help children comprehend that data. They can also add new subcards using a form like this. They can upload their own images. And that's pretty much it. They can also use the navigation to go back to previous cards and access all of their other subjects they have. So this is currently not dynamic because I actually couldn't host the website because I'm using an older laptop. I just took a snapshot that Vanya created, and I just took the raw HTML pages and displayed them for you. For the future, we actually plan on doing a little bit more, since we planned to continue working on these apps until we can actually publish it and allow the Dixie organization to use it. So the first thing we have here that is unused are these stars. We would also allow the children to bookmark lectures that they have to work in the future or that are more important to them. And also we would allow syncing between the professors and the children, such as you have in Google Docs and Google Slides, where a professor can share a lecture with their students, and while he is creating it, the student can actually make changes as well and can preview the map being created while the professor is creating it. We anticipate that we would need maybe 1 or 2 weeks to implement the rest of the functionalities and polish up on the app in general. And then we would be glad to present it again to Gospodja Snezhana and to add it to their current webpage.
Is that everything?
Yep. I think that would be it.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Josip. Great stuff there. That brings us to the end of our first kind of group of projects. So those of you that are watching, think about how much they've done in terms of design, programming, the impact it will have for the Udruga as well. Think about the results and the outcomes that it will create. I'll just run through the teams again, just to give you a bit of a reminder, so you can think about who your favorite was. We had Team Zlatna Mladej, Klub Mladih, who produced a new website for them. We had Udruga Most, the Team Homeless Dudes, who put together a database which was an interactive map of all the health and social institutions in Split. Then we had Team Deadpool and Alan for Nasha Dica, who created a more affordable lift to help people with disabilities in and out of swimming pools. Then we had Team Devil with Philip, who created 2 databases, one for Udruga Sliepich and one for Udruga Toms, one to help with members and tracking members, and the other to help with tracking of visual aids. Then we had Team Sweet Child of Mine with Slaven, working for Srce and Moje Diete in Solin, who created that interactive game, interactive floor map. Then we had Team MasterChef with Liam, working for Udruga Shkmer, making Mediterranean recipes for young people, for kids, accessible through the website with a search function. And finally, we just had Josip with Team Mentalist, working for Udruga Dixie, putting together mind maps to make it easier for children with learning, with special educational needs to learn. So that's the first group of projects we've had today. And now we're going to move on to the second part, which is more of a design focus. First up from Portnanosti, we have Kiran, also known as Team Dexter's Lab. Kiran, if you can share your screen and we'll get you up and running.
Hi, Michael, and hello, rest of the team. So I'm gonna share the desktop now. And
once you click, here we go. Once it's shared, then we can send you live. Okay, you're live. Go for it.
All right. So as per Nina, their association Path of Science, they already have a logo. All they need is to improvise. As you can see, it's so pixelated, and they wanted the logo to be vectorized. So as you can see here, this is the original logo which I have been provided with, and this is which I converted it into. It's basically circles and straight lines. So I have to trace the entire, the original pixelated logo to convert it to vector. And they have their own color palette, which is yellow, and I have used it to improvise the logo. And this is the presentation basically to how it looks basically when, just kind of presentation, nothing else. So, and apart from that, I've been asked to do a roll-up
banner.
Roll-up banner. So this is the roll-up banner, and I've gone through a couple of samples online, and so I've come up with this, and seems like they liked it. I personally, I like minimal designs, so I have put it really minimal, so they can, where the people can focus on what they're looking at, and they get, whatever they're supposed to get. So this is just a mock-up for the design, how it looks in real time, and that's with their association logo and the promotion stuff. And apart from that, they have their project here. So basically, this is the project logo, and that's here is the color palette which they have provided. And this is also again a JPG, which is super pixelated. When we zoom into it, I can zoom in. Yeah, as you can see, it's super pixelated. So they wanted it to be, vectorized. They want to convert this image into vector, and they want the vector image to be with this color palette which they provided. And this is the version which I have made for them. So it's a pure vector. It's kind of pretty simple task. So this is the presentation for them. Basically, these are the only two tasks, and which I've been assigned to, and I think
excellent.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So that's all from my end, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kiran. Yeah, really good to see. We had a mixture of Udruga coming to us. Obviously, your visual identity is something that you need everywhere now. When you're applying for funds, you also need to talk about your marketing. Stand-up banners are this kind of obsession with funders as well. So it's always good to have a design you can use again and again. So thanks for doing that, Kiran, for those guys. Next up, I just want to say, Lana, I just want to say a big thanks to our original sponsors. Before we moved online, we had a group of sponsors who had provided us with some vouchers. So we've left them alone because of what's happening at the moment, but we hope to reconnect with them in the future. And we'll be sharing a bit more about them through our social media channels because they did decide to support us earlier on. Next up, I think we're going to Lana. Am I right? Yes, we are, because we have Team Minions for cheerleading stars who have put together a video for us. So Lana, make yourself live and show us the video. You're already live. Just show us the video.
Hi, my name is Lucia. My team and I made a TikTok profile for cheerleading, Croatian Cheerleading Federation, and we put it on their website. So now I'm going to show you what we have made. So this is that profile. It wasn't so hard task. The lady from the association sent us some videos. We edited that, and also we made the challenge for dancers, and they are going to continue that challenge through these days.
But I'm empty when you're gone, and they say, do you need
So this is their website, and we put the TikTok channel here, so you can see here also videos.
'cause I was far better alone. But when you said
So that's it. Thank you for your listening.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that. Great to see what you've done. And obviously, guys, if you have TikTok, you can like their page, follow their page, see what the Croatian cheerleading group are up to, and maybe send your own videos of cheerleading. Give you an L, give you an A, give you an N, give you an A. Lana, woo! That's my best cheerleading. Okay, who have we got next? Let's move on to Udruga Jervan, where we have Team Perun and Nina. Nina, are you there? Make sure you have your mic on, your camera on, and share your screen when possible, please. And we'll put you live. She's just preparing. Okay. I'll just send you live now. Okay, over to you, Nina.
Okay, so the assignment was that I make a redesign of a logo of a non-profit organization, Jervan. I was informed that they don't have a specific direction about the logo, and that if I want, I can keep the original logotype idea, which only had a letter J. I read the information on their page regarding what they are doing like an organization, and I was mostly affected by one picture of the river. I decided to implement the symbol of a river and a symbol of an old town and the letter Z in a shape of the lightning. With a little help from my mom, who is a professional designer, she and I simplified the original idea, and we came to these ones. It says that I have bad network quality, but okay. If a logo has too many symbols, when it is minimized to fit on promo materials and etc., the symbols could not be visible. They merge into one blurry subject. So the subjects in the logo must be clear and simple. And in these examples of logotypes that we made, by the way, my mom told me about Hack4Split, so it's her idea that we participate in this. And yeah, this was the logos that we made, and yeah, the blue color symbolizes river, the green symbolizes nature, and the last one that they really liked was this simplified, so blue and green. You see the only Jervan logo, right?
Yeah.
And this one was the last one because they wanted a mountain to implement it in the last logo. So that's actually it, and they fit it really nicely.
Perfect. Thank you, Nina. Excellent stuff.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, thank you, Nina. Yeah, really good stuff there. You kind of get to see what goes into a designer's thought process when they're coming up with logos and things. It's very interesting. And a big shout out to Mrs. Shegovic for getting you involved and being involved herself. Good daughter-mother effort there. Next up, we have Team Use Protection. Lana, these team names, yeah, and I've got to present it as well. So I am representing Beba Eva. Let me share my screen and make sure I share the right one. Hold on. Okay, so yes, good, excellent. You can see my screen now. Okay, so with Beba Eva, they needed to have somebody design. I see Lana's shaking at me. Oh, hang on, there we go. I'll just put it in. There we go. Now you can see it, I believe. Okay, Eva asked the team that they had to design some posters and some leaflets and flyers that they could use time and time again. So we have a couple here. We have kind of the template for the poster, which they can then use and put on their own text. And here's a ready-made leaflet. So these are done in A4 and A6. To promote the Udruga, to promote the activities they do, to get people involved in the website and their social media. Again, here's an A4 leaflet with less text, again, focusing on the key points. And finally, a blank A6 flyer so that the Udruga Klub Trudnica can change what they need and use this for the next, say, however many years they want, because it's time irrelevant, which is key when you're developing these kind of materials, rather than putting in dates, which means you can only use them once. You can put in some information where you're going to be able to use them time and time again. I don't have much else to say because I didn't work on it, but good work to the teams that put that together. Let me take this back off and just do this. There we go. Excellent. Before we move on to our final team or two teams, I also want to do a big shout out to Team Deadpool. So that involves all the people, all the volunteers that are part of the Center for Social Learning, all the organizations that are part of it, and all the staff that are working on this project. Again, I don't know all your names to mention you, but you know who you are. I've met you a few times as well. And obviously a big shout out to my future wife, Lana, for getting her act together and sorting this out all online for all of us. Now I'm going to hand over to Mia. Mia did two projects. She worked for Team Disupare and Team Circus. I'm going to hand over Mia. Let's get your mic on. There we go. Brilliant. And your screen shared. Brilliant. Okay. You will be live now. Go for it.
So my first assignment was designing a brochure for Dalmatinski potrošač. I talked to Udruga, and I found out that the idea for the brochure is that smart technologies. So they want to, they have the three presentations that they do in high schools and on colleges, and they want to make a brochure that compounds everything in those presentations. So I started reading those presentations so I can get acquainted with the content, and then I started building the brochure. I started with some simple design because the brochure, the content is more important than the design. And then this is the final product. I made a 3-pole brochure in PDF format, just ready for printing. This is the first page, this is the last page, and this is the fold out that goes in the middle, and the middle of the brochure, this is the middle. So I try to make it look like, I try to use a lot of pictures, but there is a lot of text, so I try to make it look like fun. So that's it for my first assignment. Should I say the second?
Yeah, keep going.
So my second assignment was designing a yearbook for Udruga Rašpin Jute. I talked to them and they sent me the text files and the pictures they wanted for their yearbook. So we consulted mostly about the chronological order of the content in that yearbook. So I started making something that I thought it was good for them. I designed some simple. Design is simple, but I think it has everything they wanted. So this is the first page, the table of content, and then we have their program, what they do for the entire year, and then there it is, the program, the most important things in their year. So they have a lot of pictures, They have some roles. And that's it. So that's the second final product, also in PDF format. But they can also use it next year if they want the same template. So that's it.
Perfect. Thank you, Mia.
No.
Excellent, Mia. Thank you very much. Great. Another person working on two projects. And there we have it. There are all the teams. Again, I'm just going to recap on the design side of the teams so that you can think about who should be awarded the winner of the designs. We had Team Dexter's Lab and Kieran, who created the logo and banner for Pod Znanosti. Then we had Team Minions and Lucia, who created the cheerleading Savez TikTok channel and also integration into their website. Then we had Team Perun and Nina, who developed the logo, and Nina and Mother, sorry, who developed the logo for Jervan. Then we had Beba Eva, presented by me, Team Use Protection, developed by Mirna and her team, with the leaflet and the poster for the club for mothers. And finally, then we had Mia with Team Disupare and Circus, working for Udruga Dalmatinski Potrošač and Rashmin Jute, who developed the yearbook and the leaflet as well. So what are we going to do now? We are going to head back to the general channel. We're going to create a poll, and you're going to vote on who you thought was the best for the first group and for the second group. So I will see you back in there. Lana, anything to add? No, nothing to add. Okay, see you back over there, guys.